19 cars on the grids. With Lando Norris and Max Verstappen on the front row, the drivers that have finished 1-2 at four of the last 5 Grand Prix. We should not be surprised that these two are alongside each other. I think they're the class of the field on current form.
Yeah, they're the informed drivers, no doubt about it. But you know what? When I went down to the end of the pit lane for the green light, I noticed how many practice starts these drivers were doing. Definitely more. Normally they come and do 1 or 2. They were doing 3 or 4 practice starts, in fact, down there, which is unusual. And that tells me they're all thinking about how important this start is. They want to get the clutch map right. They want to get the revs right. They want to get the torque demand absolutely spot on to get their run down to turn 1.
Don't blink for the next 66 laps, ladies and gentlemen. The Spanish Grand Prix is coming your way, and the man with the green flag is raring to go and ready to go. And we've got 5 lights on ahead of the drivers. It's lights out and away we go. Norris gets a decent start, and also one of the Ferraris there, Charles Leclerc, getting an excellent launch too. And now on the run down towards turn 1. Verstappen's got the inside line. George Russell's coming to join the party. Lando Norris has to back out. George Russell takes the lead of the race from Max Verstappen, Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton. Then comes Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. That's Fernando Alonso going wide. Oscar Piastri round the outside of one of the Alpines. But what a start for George Russell.
I was saying earlier, wasn't it, that toe from the second row of the grid can be pivotal. And George Russell on the clean side of the track just launched it round the outside. The benefit of being on the outside is that he's the racing line. He would have had more grip on that part of the track and just had the confidence to fire it around the outside. Lando didn't get a good getaway. He tried to squeeze Max onto the grass on the inside. Didn't work, and that opened up the door for George.
Just as it was in the sprint race in Shanghai, Lando Norris starts at the front of the field, and by the first corner, that lead has disappeared, and the lead now is with George Russell, the pole sitter, last time out in Canada. Let's look at the start. Verstappen pointing towards Norris.
Yeah, Norris covered him there, trying to go across, but it was too late. Verstappen was already there, so Norris couldn't defend it. Now watch George, he's picked up that little bit of a toe, then goes left, but it was super tight. With Leclerc, he managed to just squeeze through. Leclerc had to check himself on the exit of turn 2 behind Norris. That dropped him behind Hamilton. Lewis has a wobble there, but in the end it settled down. Now watch this. Verstappen, crucially, there Crofty's alongside. At this point, Norris has to leave a car's width. He gave him a
push off the grass.
Yeah, he gave him a bit of a squeeze, but in the end there, George with the momentum to get round. Unfortunately for Lando, it all started with the actual getaway.
Yeah.
He didn't get a good enough launch up to that second phase of the start, as they call it, third, fourth gear. And now what there? Slipstream, gone. Clear air, clean side, down in the lead.
Opened up nicely for him. George Russell is going to have a fight on his hands, perhaps, here.
Might be our best opportunity now, Max. Think wisely.
Or just go for it, and I think just go for it is what he's trying to do. Russell tries to break the toe, forcing Verstappen round the outside. Verstappen says, thank you, I'll do just that. And Verstappen swoops past George Russell, and on lap 3, takes the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. This is the moment that George Russell's lead of the Spanish Grand Prix disappeared. By the time he tried to cover off the inside line, Verstappen had guessed which way he was going and was swooping around the outside.
Ferrari mechanics also in the pits, Crofty. So our Ferrari reacting, set of mediums coming out there. Russell's in.
So George Russell's in, Lando Norris is freed, and Russell slams on the brakes at the latest possible opportunity to gain the most amount of time, or not waste as much time as he can when he has this pit stop. Neat and tidy, medium tyres going on. Sainz, I say neat and tidy, but at the rear there was a little bit of a problem. And Carlos Sainz, who came in after his pit stop, which was 3 seconds quicker, almost ahead of George Russell.
Lando, it's possible we could cover Russell this lap. What do you think?
No, I think we need to go get Max.
In the
Max
pit
is coming in now.
He is. He's in the pit lane. Very quick stop, I can tell you, looking from the commentary box window.
It was a very quick stop indeed for Max Verstappen, and a 1.9 seconds, so a sub 2 second stop for Max Verstappen. Lando Norris stays out. We'll see then what the Ferrari has in terms of being able to defend. They'll be using the energy, the ERS, the electrical energy, to try and keep Carlos Sainz ahead, but Hamilton's got that speed advantage with the DRS. Sainz tries to force Hamilton down to the inside. He does force Hamilton down to the inside. Hamilton squeezes through. Sainz goes onto the curb. Hamilton's made that move. It wasn't without contact, but he's up in a 6th place. Box for Lando Norris. He is definitely coming in. The crew are ready and waiting for him. So we think he's going to come out here behind Carlos Sainz. He's gone as long as they feel they can.
He's going to come out in that gap. There's an 8-second gap between Sainz and Gasly. So he's going to feed out in there. He's going to have free air to bring these medium tyres in as he would like. Good clean stop there, 2.4 seconds. That's a cracking job by the McLaren mechanics. And he can build the pressures, build the temperatures in a way he wants. There you go. Mercedes, Sainz in the Ferrari. Leclerc now is the last car still pounding around on that original set of tyres that have done 23 laps as Norris feeds out onto the circuit, Crofty. 2.4 seconds behind Sainz.
Well, here comes Lando Norris on George Russell. Russell once again wants the McLaren to go round the outside. Is Lando Norris playing that patient, calm, waiting game and going round the outside at turn 3 to take 2nd place? Yes, he is. And George Russell did his best to defend there, but Norris knew exactly what he was up to and where he was going. Russell will try and fight this and keep fighting this and does a very nice job round the outside at turn 4 to take that 2nd place back again. But now, through turn 5 and rolling down the hill, Norris has the inside line. And can this be a position change? Number 3, yes it can. 2nd place is Lando Norris's. And wow, getting wobbly on the power. How did those two keep it under control?
Yeah, but George will have DRS now,
yes, he will.
as he comes down to 10. But Lando, super quick through turn 9, has opened enough of a gap. And he's got to absolutely nail these next 2 corners. Look at him hustling the car. The rear of the car dancing around. He's pushing, because he needs to break a second away by the time they get through this next corner and get the DRS gap. But I think he's just about there that Russell can't retaliate. Let's talk through this here, Crofty. So Russell went a bit deep. Norris did the switchback. Great bit of fair racing around turns 2 and 3. Got in front here. And then Russell said, I'm not done yet. Let's have a throw around the outside. And actually, I thought Lando was quite generous with him there on the way in. He could have just been a bit firmer. And then when we get down to 5, does the switch back. George, smart. Tried to use a tighter line, George. Didn't use all the width. Squeezed Lando a little bit on the inside. But ultimately, into turn 7, the move was done and dusted. Verstappen's been called in. Now, this is interesting because the gap, 4.4 as he came into the pits. That's the same as it was on the first stint.
It is.
So that middle stint, equal pace, you'd have to say, between McLaren and Red Bull. Soft tyres, brand new set of soft tyres for Max Verstappen.
I think with the margin for a 22, 23 second pit stop loss, now's the time to get him in, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So the crucial thing here is can Norris pit and get out ahead of Lewis Hamilton
and George Russell?
And George Russell.
Russell was only 23 seconds, so I think it's going to be super tight for Russell, Crofty, on pit exit.
So Lando Norris stops now. They get to work. Off go the medium compound tyre. On goes the soft tyre. That looks a bit slow. 3.6 seconds is not going to help get ahead of Russell or Hamilton. Through goes Max Verstappen into the lead. Down the main straights come the Mercedes. Lando Norris is in 2nd place, but George Russell is gaining on him. It's super tight. Lando Norris just stays ahead of George Russell. That could be key for the end of this race, because he's not now got the Mercedes to try and overtake to get back near Max Verstappen once again.
Now the fastest lap for Norris, 8/10 quicker than Verstappen last time round. Lewis Hamilton, DRS, Crofty, as we go down the start-finish straight.
And that DRS, as we said, worth 18 kilometres an hour. Once again, George Russell forces an opponent to go around the outside. And by the time he tried to react to it, Lewis Hamilton had danced around the outside and is now dancing off into the distance. And that was nicely worked out. 3rd place for Lewis Hamilton behind Lando Norris and Max Verstappen. 4.8 seconds, the gap. Norris has reduced the arrears by about 3/10 on this lap.
So Verstappen now, he's got one car in between him of Fernando Alonso, so it's one car between him and Norris. Norris taking a couple tenths out of Verstappen on that last lap. These two drivers are pushing hard.
Max Verstappen looks like he's going to just survive this. It's like Canada, really, really close in qualifying. They found a way to win again.
Yeah, they have. He got the job done on the run down of the first corner, got where he needed to be, ahead of Lando, overtook George very quickly, didn't waste time getting stuck behind him there, and then made use of that time where Lando was stuck to open a gap.
This is the circuit where in 2022, big lock up there from Charles Leclerc. In 2022, Max Verstappen took over the lead of the Drivers' Championship. He has not relinquished that lead since. And for the third year running in Barcelona, it is Max Verstappen who wins the Spanish Grand Prix. Lando Norris started on pole. It's second for him and second in the championship too. It's not quite the result he wanted, but it's a significant movement forward for McLaren. Lewis Hamilton will come home now to take third place and his first podium of the season. His teammate George Russell just holds off Charles Leclerc on the soft tyre. He couldn't quite get to the Mercedes by the line. It is teamwork. That's why you see Max Verstappen running into the arms of his team after each and every race win.
I think what made the race was the beginning. I took the lead lap 2, and that's where I had my buffer then in that first stint where I could eke out the gap a little bit, because I think after that we had to drive quite a defensive race. Lando and McLaren, they were very, very quick today, especially on deck. It seems always the last few laps of the stint they were very, very fast. But I think we did everything well. We drove quite, I think, an aggressive strategy, but luckily it paid out till the end. It was quite close till the end, but very happy to win here.
I heard on the team radio there, this is a race that you feel you could have won.
Not good, should have done. I got a bad start, simple as that. So the car was incredible today. I think we were for sure the quickest. I just lost it in the beginning. So yeah, disappointed, but a lot of positives, one negative, and that kind of ruined everything. I know that. I can just work on it for next time, but apart from that, a good amount of points, and a big thanks to the team because the car was amazing.